Good morning. And how do you feel today? My name's John Wright, and you're not. And you know what? If you was John Wright, it really isn't in your best interest in a way, because you know what? You would have probably been dead. You know, a lot of things come to mind when I watch the news and stuff. One, I said Donald Trump was broke as a joke before it ever happened. Oh, and that there is a line from a young man I used to know named Matthew. He would say, Dad, I'm as broke as a joke, you know, when things were tight. And you know what? I tried to do what I could for the people. I tried to do what I could for anyone. And you know what? I wake up in the morning and I sleep a little better now. Regardless what somebody thinks, I'm sleeping good, and those that have followed Donald Trump's bullshit are not sleeping very well at all. And if they're family members of mine and they're involved in something, they will pay the price. You know, in Washington State here, the way I look at it, I have the ability to hang people and I have the ability to pardon people at the same time. And I will say, I wouldn't tolerate bullshit, but I will understand how bullshit was created and how it was leaned upon you, you know? And I should be pretty goddamn upset about everything. And I am. Now look, if you like Donald J. Trump, his suicide plan may be for you. Because they can't live up to their expectations because of why? Because I was watching JFK earlier. I go back and I look at things and I look at body motions of people and stuff, you know. Look at the trauma that's in those people. I mean, I see a woman and family saying, this is terrible. Dallas is never going to recover. It's never going to be the same. I'll bet you there's a lot of trauma drama. Trauma drama is exactly a word that Pat Urian used to tell me. Trauma drama. And Pat must have lived in a post-traumatic stress disorder from the way that he's acting, and now I'm putting it all together, looking at things, and that's why Pat Urian was the way that Pat Urian was. You know, there is good qualities in Pat, but being difficult is one of them. Because he cannot make a decision and stick with the decision, and he's so strange about his money, you know, and just like Donald Trump's strange about his money. You know, when you're strange about money, you've got a goddamn problem. You know, I usually tell people, I'll give you half what I got. Somebody comes to me and they're looking for money, I'll open my wallet, I'll tell you, I'll give you half what I got. One, nah, I never really trusted banks, so I like to have my money with me. You know, the bank might rip you off. That's bullshit. The bank isn't going to rip you off. I'll tell you what, Twin Star Credit Union will rip you off. But a United States bank is a better institution than a credit union, because those credit unions go out to fund drugs and drug dealers, and they're used as a tool to undermine and actually to assist in the same process. I mean, you have to look at it the right way. Now, when Donald Trump, oh, that's right, he's losing his Trump Tower on Monday. The process is going to start. And you know what? This suicide plan of Donald Trump's may be for you. You know, those J6ers? Well, actually, they may be lucky that they're in jail right now, because if they was outside of jail, they would probably be hunted down and possibly shot for treason against the United States of America. So those J6ers are really probably safer in prison than out of prison right now, while Donald Trump's running his muck. And he is running muck. And you know what? I hear that the Proud Boys from Washington State was involved in the riots and stuff. And I will say right here, from Washington State, it's the D.B. Cooper connection. It's so sad that those good bikers got sucked into something that was really bad. And I'll say it right now. Why? I'm a motorcycle rider. And when somebody comes out and fucks up my friends, and my friends do ride bikes, and they play this twisted joke on them like Donald Trump has done, wow, I imagine that there's a fuck of a lot of bikers that's really pissed off at Donald Trump. Because if I was one of them, I would say, don't you see what that son of a bitch did? He tried to throw over your nation where you guys have rights to run your motorcycles up and down the streets with honor. You don't have to run up like you're renegades and stuff, but Donald Trump has made you live in that mentality where you think you got to steal everything to get along with everything. And that's bullshit. And people, you know what's really funny about people? People think that the Republican Party represents them. It does not represent them. It does not represent them at all unless you got fucking dough. God damn, if you got dough, and the rich get richer and the poor get poorer. And who are you? If you work for a fucking living and you collect a paycheck, you're a goddamn blue-collar worker. You go over to the fucking golf course like me. I pull up my goddamn green fucking Cadillac. I mean, it wasn't fucking new, but I came there to play some goddamn golf. Why not? Well, my friend Eric does, and he can shoot the fucking ball out there and hit the fucking post and drop it in the cup. I fucking seen him fucking dump it. And it's, all of his friends are saying, did you see what he did? Yeah, I see what he did. He's my competition. He's my friend. You know? It's sad that I seen him back with the same woman again at the grocery store. And I looked at him and thought, what the hell are you doing with her again? And that was the end of his life. I mean, that was the last time I seen him with this woman that caused him so much goddamn grief. You know, what a man won't do for fucking pussy. I mean, here, hold up a heart like this here. The heart shaped like this, right? I think you guys got good goddamn imagination. You'll do something smart. Oh, you'll think you're so, I love her so much, I'm so goddamn smart. No, you're blinded with love. You're blinded with love. But I'll tell you what, and also, you know, a heart, oh, it's so sweet. I see a girl's fucking red panties, and I love it. I love women in red panties. Matter of fact, I love women in blue panties. I love women in G-strings. And you know what? If you're out of shape and you're not fit, well, if somebody's closed you off and offended you so bad to where food is the only thing that makes you happy, and I'll sit on my chair, and I'll sit on my couch, and I'll watch soap operas, and I'll sit on my soapbox, you know, then you're encouraged by somebody. A guy comes along and says, you know, I really see an inner beauty with her. You know, if she just lost fucking 100 pounds, everybody would fucking be like, this chick's a fucking knockout. What happened to her? Go find out her story and have her open up to her and get her to work out with you. Amazing things can happen. I mean, it happens. It's happened more than once. So anyway, I like to tell people, I like to get them in training, you know. Why? I was an injured person. But if you liked the Donald Trump suicide plan, it may be for you. I mean, you don't have much to qualify. You don't have to have common sense. You just do it. You know, I remember a woman in Lewis County, she'd say to me, she'd say, let's go online and cause trouble. I go, what? Yeah, she says, just let's go online and just cause a rumor. Now I see what was going on there. The cops had the blind eye to her selling weed and everything. She didn't like the fact that I wanted marijuana to be legalized in Washington State. And it's a good thing that it is, because it's one less thing that they can not hold against the common person. People absolutely hate it when I sit here and smoke pot in front of them, and all they have to say to me is, "Well, you smoke pot." Yeah, I smoke pot. And they're lucky I do, because if I didn't smoke pot, I would probably reach out and beat the fuck out of them, instead of being so passive and say, well, I'll just take a couple hits of pot and be a lot better. It's self-medicating. Matter of fact, when I went to the Portland Rehabilitation Center and I went there cold turkey, I gave them all my pills. I gave them everything. I said, you know what? You're going to see why I'm here, and that's cold turkey. And I was with my wife at the time that I was married to. And when I went through that program, I think she probably seen a big difference with me when I came home, because I was so sorry about the things that I offended her with. And it was during my dad's illness that I went through this rehabilitation process, and Dr. Larry Hall sent me to it. And I think it was a very good thing, because what they found out is my pelvic was twisted in my body, and it wasn't in my head, for one. And number two, I made a lot of friends down there, and we had counseling and stuff. And you know what? When you can flip the counseling room upside down, like these other good, very well trained people that are open, they have a real open mind to them. You know, you shouldn't be ashamed to go get help if you need help. And if there is an existing thing, it'll just reaffirm the truth to you that what was going on was true. You know, like I was saying, when I come home, I really came home a different person, and I don't know. I was kinder. I could see things different. More compassion. I used to... It can make you humble. You will think about the things that you've done that offend so many other people. And like I even told my nephew here, you know, once you get help and get treatment or something like that, it's a whole new world. You know, he might come over and say, Uncle John, I'm sorry. You know, but nobody can say they're sorry. Can you say you're sorry to someone that you've offended? I do. But I also want you to know that people that are narcissists love it when you say that you're sorry to them, because for some reason they think they've won. But for another person thing, I'm not just sorry that something's happened. I'm sorry for them because they can't see what's the underlying factor, what's fueling their anger against others around them. You know, it's like, to me, what I've done is I was challenged to throw a boulder in the middle of the pond by so many. And I get worked up, and I believe in the Holy Father extremely. So when somebody sits there and they say, I don't believe in God, I just smile at them and say, well, you know what? Like my son told me, or a young man I raised as my son, I don't really know if he is my son. I just assume, in a way, not find out. But if I've planted a seed in that boy's heart and it makes him a better man than I was, there, I did something special. Not much, though. A person once told me, anybody could be a father, but it takes a special type of a person to be a dad. A lot of women out there, like even on Chatterbait and stuff, you know, they're looking for a father figure. Why? Because their family let them down. Now, a lot of people in the United States of America, has your family let you down? Do you feel like you owe them retribution for something that you feel inside of you. Because if that's something that you feel, well, maybe you need some anger management. Maybe it's the underlying system. There's a sheriff right there. I'm right here talking. He's nice. He came by. He's looking. He knows I'm here. They know what I'm up to. Why would I hide a lie? I have no reason to lie. It's not in my best interest. I've been on lockdown for 10 years, and I'm ready to come out. I'm ready to walk through the doors of the White House of the United States. I'm ready to walk through the governor's office. I'm probably going to purchase a new car and have it delivered here for me. And when I go there, if I see anything in someone's eyes and I start reading people, they better watch out. Because I come there as an innocent person. Not that I'm not a sinner. I probably broke all the laws of the 10 Commandments under the eyes of God. Do you know why? Because if you broke one of them, you've broke all of them. But at least I could say, I agree. I'm guilty of all of them. Now, you have to say to yourself, are you guilty? Are you above that? Can you walk on water? Because I could tell you what. I can only walk on water when the pond's totally frozen. I only see the truth. And when I see people blowing smoke up my ass, and now I'm right here confronting them, I'm right here. I've done nothing wrong. Now I see the actions of this from Washington State to Washington, D.C., the yin and the yang, just like the bowling alley in Moutain, Washington, that has Millhouse Smokehouse. It has Richard Millhouse's name on it. I saw on it, if you tell anybody, I'll cut you in half, to Lewiston, Maine, where they shot at people, to the New Mexico bowling alley, where they shot at people. You see, this triangle's been going on for a long time. It's the yin and the yang, and the other things that's gone on in the United States since the Hezbollah thing, at these active protests and stuff. It may be cop related. To keep it going on. Why? It's a grab for your guns. Americans shouldn't have to pull out the guns and let the little red suckers pop up, because when we see the pimples popping up, just pop them. Straighten them out. Get them in counseling. Be a friend. Ask them, how do you feel today? How do you feel today? It's a big thing. Hey, it's almost 18 minutes into that. 666, God damn it! QAnon. I mean, Jesus Christ. All these people, they think there's something wrong with me, but then I find out they're actually reading signs and words that's made. I find that very interesting, because now I know why they were making up things out of things. I would say to them, I'd tell them the goddamn truth, because why? Well, I guess I went through counseling. And anybody that thinks that I'm a hair sniffer, or asks about hair sniffer and offending another man, I would have to say, how many hairs have you sniffed in your life to call somebody a hair sniffer or something? And I'll tell you what, going after Mr. Biden and stuff and saying he's a criminal and stuff, in light of everything I've seen in the United States of America, you know, how do you feel today? Because if you'd like to keep it up, Donald J. Trump is right on a suicide mission, and I would have liked to have saved him. Why? Because I would have had him working on the Love Boat, taking people back to Hezbollah in the Middle East, because, oh, he's going to have the biggest construction job of his goddamn life working over there on that Hezbollah, you know, oh, I just love the Gaza Strip. Oh boy, the Gaza Strip. You know, isn't that fun? I mean, just blow it up, rubble and stuff. Jerry Wright, you see the rubble and stuff in the Middle East? That's what I think of you. That's what I think of your house on the Middle Fork Road. I'd like to save your wife, get her away from you. You've gave her herpes. As a matter of fact, Jerry sits around, and now has Mark's children up there that he's raising. My sister Bonnie's told me Jerry's raising Mark Vetter's children. Jerry Wright, I believe, hides behind children, and he's hiding behind barbed wire, and he's running fucking scared. like Donald Trump. Jerry Wright, I hope you commit suicide. You know, the beams in your house are like the beams in your eye, Jerry Wright. He built the custom home. He had to have these beams put in it in resemblance to the theft that they did in the Moutain bowling alley. You know, these people always like to have something with them, just like Donald Trump's 727 collection, the hijacker's airplane of choice. For right here in the Pacific Northwest, we got the Proud Boys and stuff. Do you see the connection, you guys? My name's John Wright, and you're not. And you know what? I wouldn't mind being the governor. I don't think the governor wants to be governor anymore. I heard a thing where he wants to get out. Now, there's a lot of people wanting to get out of the United States of America. You just sit there and tell me something and tell me I can't do something, and I push the button on it. Now stand back and goddamn watch, Kevin Baker and my family. Jesus Christ, when you fucking come after me and you push this up because you've been harassed, leaned on stuff. My nephew Kevin, there's a motorcyclist right there looking in, nice and smart. Driving nice and safe. I like that. I like that a lot. Matter of fact, driving is a privilege. Just because I have a hot rod doesn't mean I'm going to come out to your house and harass you with it. You shine them up, you be proud of them, because why? You've put a lot of work in them. But if I hear those cars racing around like that, I'll have them banded on the streets of Washington State. Matter of fact, I'll have them banded across the nation. And you'll only be able to take those out on the 4th of July. You'll only be able to take those out and drive them on your birthday. Because why? Well, it's your special day. I don't want to ruin it completely for you. But if you ruin my life by harassing me and send me into post-traumatic stress disorder, I'm just going to kick your ass. I don't need a gun. I don't even want a gun. And you know what? If you feel anguish towards me for coming out, and I am D.B. Cooper's son, and you are not, and no, none of those other ones are, I push the button in the United States of America, and it's a goddamn fact. Still missing? Nope. All solved. Zodiac killer's been solved. John F. Kennedy case has been solved. And by the way, the Lancer bombers that came out of Texas that hit the Middle East on that run, hey man, wasn't that goddamn fun? Lancer is the code name to John F. Kennedy, and Lancer is the word of middle name of Terry Lance Shortridge. And this has all been connection. This is an inside job. And they used me. They used, I guess, my social security number through the welfare system. And that's how they put hits on people too, is through the welfare system of the United States of America, or through the local states. It isn't with the Washington, D.C. Everybody can blame Washington, D.C., but really it's the individual states that's at blame. It's not the president. What can you do for your country instead of leaning on the president as one person? You know, united we stand, divided we fall. They want us to divide and blame the President of the United States for everything. I blame the President of the United States for putting our economy back when Donald Trump tried to rip it off and destroy America. And the Little Red Rums, the Boy Scouts of the United States of America, they grew up to be Little Red Rums, and they want retribution because why? Their mom and dad didn't want them. Why? They should have ran down their mom and dad's legs because they're worthless, because they've been ruined by society's actions itself. Anyway, I got to get off this. It's going to be a long upload, and thank you for your time. It's good morning, America. It's Sunday. It's the first day of the week. It's not the 7th day of the week. I even had to argue with people with that. Jesus Christ, get a grip. Anyway, thank you for your time. You have a great day. And remember, when they stick your face all over the United States of America, my vote counts. It might count, and it may count for you too. So who are we going to blame? Donald Trump that's financially in trouble, or me that don't owe a person a goddamn penny? No, I owe Harold down there at the stop and go $100 for a check that I bounced under Awesome Connections because they ran me out of town when they found out I had a business and stuff, and many things. But anyway, I decided I was going to pay him $200 if he's still in business. I was going to have somebody do it. Thank you for your time. You have a great day. Bye-bye. I'll be back, I'm sure, days early.